Greetings, y'all. It is Matt from the Green Arcade. I'm back playing some more Farming Simulator 25. It's harvest time. It's time to start harvesting. We're going to get straight into, I think, the beans first. Got to run the plates. Well, I'll run down to first. Who's on first? What's on second? Alright. So, we came through. I know Fuzzy came in later and helped out. We've got... the corn that has been cut here, we turned into chaff. And the corn that's left up there, we're just going to harvest. So we'll get to that later. I think we're going to get started on beans, though. We'll do the beans first. That's a pretty big one. Alright. Get our header here. So I did build the silo system out here. You'll notice that. Got rid of the liquid fert tank there. But we do have Stevie's big silo system, so we've got the big one here. Don't know if I can drive through the yard with this header like this. I may have to take it off and tow it through. Maybe I can. If I move some stuff. No, I don't know. Maybe. Will I fit? Will I fit? Will I fit? Oh, nope, I won't fit. Yeah, let me take it off and I'll hook it up. Let's see, put the wheels down. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just going to start across the road over here, Fuzzy. Might be a bit wet. It was raining, so the road is actually still a little shiny as well. But we're going to throw these straight into the dryer, so should be good to go there. I love the road effects. That's so cool. Good morning, Twitchy. Fuzzy, good morning. Big Al, good morning. Adam, good morning. How's it going? Come on, bro. Walk faster. Got beans to cut. Right there. It's not a great spot. I should have gone over a little further. I just had to drive down into the ditch a little bit. Here we go. Just the header up, yep. Unfold the bind. Need to put some approaches into this field. One thing about this map, it's got a lot of ditches everywhere. 0. That looks good to me. Good morning, good morning. Gaming with your farm boy, how's it going? Why can I not see the lines? Oh, there they are. I think you have to actually drive into the field just a little bit, even though you can set them up. Oh, these ditches, man. Alright, we're cutting the soybeans. Alright, so we've got corn up north to harvest. We've got beans down here to harvest. We've got beans over on the west side of the map, that way, to harvest. A lot of beans over there. We got our wheat harvested. I baled the straw out of that field, stored the straw into the shed over here. Yeah, I think we just got beans to harvest, really. We bought the 9000i John Deere forage harvester. And I noticed something between the 7000, the older one that we've got, and the new 9000, or new to us 9000i, is that the 9000 will take the silage additive. So that's kind of a big thing, I guess. I think I need to turn the gain up on my microphone to hear my headphones. I can't hear myself real well. Let me turn that back up. Hello? Can you hear me out there? Woo! Alright, I can hear me now. I don't know how that knob got turned, but sometimes knobs get turned. Maybe I have a ghost. I don't know. But yeah, lots of beans here to harvest. So what's the plan? I'm already kind of working on the next map. Are you shocked? Usually when I start looking at the next maps, it takes, you know, a little bit. I have to do a little bit of testing myself. I've actually got more than one that I'm watching, but I'm testing one specifically. I think what we're going to do this time around is we're going to work here, right? We're going to get our soybeans harvested. We'll get them dried, sell them. Probably end up buying the big field to put cotton in this next year around. And then maybe hopefully get some more equipment. And then what we'll do is we'll take the equipment with us when we move. Something we haven't really done. A lot of times we either just start from, you know, zero, or we'll use what they got, or we'll just, you know, buy, you know, the stuff that we need when we start from zero. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to kind of set up the equipment staging here, and then we'll just take it with us. But yeah, gotta do a few more tests on the one specific, and then I'm watching the other ones. There's quite a few maps that are in development that could come later down the road. But yeah, I'm excited. We'll see. I really should probably get our mower going too. Let him go ahead and start cutting. Or well, mowers now. I'll just get the two John Deere tractors on those. Can't tell which tractor you've got. I think you've got the 8900, right? Yeah, you got the 8900, okay. So I'll take the other ones and get them started. If you can offload me and not have to drive in the ditch, this is going to be a trick right here. Well, maybe half in, half out. think what I'm gonna do here, I'm actually gonna hire the combine out. 1 inroad, 0. He should pick up right where I left off here. Unless he decides to go over to the other side of the field, which they sometimes do. Alright, he's good to go. So Fuzzy, I'll let you sit with him. I'm gonna go grab these other tractors and get them rolling. Get the mowers going, because it is time to mow our grass and alfalfa as well. This one needs some go-go juice. And while he's filling up with go-go juice, I will get my own go-go juice over here. Rock and roll. Bednar with this one, and I'll put the HX20 on the 4955. So yeah, these tractors, these will come with us. 4955, 7810, 5400 series, or the 50 series I should say. It's a 5488, but the 50 series. And then the 8900. Those will go with us. I think I am going to sell back the 7000 forage harvester though. It's a nice old little forage harvester, but it's small and it doesn't have, I noticed that it doesn't have the silage additive. So you can't use the silage additive with it. You can't use the silage additive with it, man. Sound like a New Yorker. This stuff out of the way too. Matter of fact, I need those two. I need the one tractor at least to get the other mower. I'll just hire this out. Do a couple of inroads at 0. Make sure he gets rolling. Let me move this out of the way. Oh no, don't wrap yourself around the pole. Or face through it, either one. Are those face throughable? Even he wants to drive through the ditch. Are those poles face throughable? I mean, I want to drive through one and see. Look at that. They are face throughable. Might be stuck in a ditch now, but they are face throughable. Okay. Good morning, Mossy Oak. Oh. Yep, these ditches are telling you. I know they're probably there in real life, but we need a underground aqueduct system. We need an underground pipe. Drain. You can tell it's still wet out there, especially in the grass, because my wheels are nice and shiny. You can see the water effects. Yeah, the ditch is not face throughable. No, not at all. Not at all. I've noticed that some of the signs are face throughable too. So even in single player, you go in there and they're face throughable. So they don't actually, fall over when you hit them. I've noticed that, you know, the maps that we've recently played, all the ones in single player. What? Look at that field is shiny. Look at that. That means it's wet out there. I hope you don't get stuck. See how shiny that is? You can see the water in between the rows there. Hopefully it'll dry out. We also learned a lesson on how to merge the grass and alfalfa fields. We don't want to make too big of a row because apparently it's harder to bale that way. So I think I've got it down on how to really do them. 0. Alright, we will let these guys mow. Back up yonder. These in the shed. I am not the world's best backwards driver. I have never claimed to be. Doesn't help that the camera goes in and out, in and out, in and out. It's like a chicken eating corn off the ground. The camera just goes in and out, in and out, in and out. Doesn't matter what pole I go around, what little corner I go around, the camera wants to zoom in and zoom out, zoom in and zoom out. They don't want to miss any second of the tractor. Are you talking about the zombie deer? Yeah, I saw that. There's more than one. Actually, I was cutting some trees, and one of them scared the you-know-what out of me. So I was actually down here, and this is not our field here, but the one next door is our field. So I was down here cutting these trees off of this row right here. See me over here? I'm kind of in the bushes. Hi. So I was over here, and I was cutting trees along this tree line here. And I'm kind of like in the zone, so I'm in first person with my chainsaw. And I've got it out. I'm cutting trees left and right, left and right, left and right. And then I'm coming on down this way, and I'm cutting every tree I can find. And then all of a sudden, I come up on... somewhere. Where's it at? Did it disappear? Is it not still there? There was one here. I don't see it now, though. Maybe it went away when I got rid of the trees? I swear there was one right here. Wonder if they come and go. Don't see it out here now, unless it's down here at this end of the field. Nope, I don't see it. Pretty sure I came down to this tree line and saw it out here. Don't tell me these things move around the map, because if they do, they're going to scare the you-know-what out of me again. I am not seeing it, though. Unless it's over here. Nope. I wonder if it's because I got rid of the trees. Maybe it disappeared. Might be something to test. It's a zombie deer. It's the walking deer. Yeah, there's another one down here though. Let me run down here. There's one over here, and I think there's one, I was kind of looking around, and there's one over on the west side somewhere. Good thing I'm getting my exercise in. Burning off that barbecue sandwich I had yesterday. Or my Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwich I had this morning. Is this one still here? No, where's it at? I am not seeing them. Are you seeing, did you see, are you talking about what I saw? Oh, they jump around the map. What? It just disappeared? Oh. He knew I was coming with my chainsaw. They just disappear? That's, maybe they are. Maybe they're like zombie ghost vampire deers. Well, I wonder if that one is over on the west side of the map. Maybe that's what happened to all the deer. The zombie ghost vampire deers ate them all. So there's no more like real life deers anymore. I know there was one down here. Pretty sure it was where the trees came out. Oh, are they like the school buses? They just appear, disappear, and reappear? Yeah. Yeah, because school buses are kind of a nightmare too. You put your school buses at the top of the list as a nightmare, and then right below that you put your zombie ghost vampire deer. Yeah, there's not a deer out here anymore. Unless it's down in the ditch now. I think they just disappear and reappear, maybe. I don't know. I don't see any deer out here now. Nope, that'll be something to watch, I guess. Alright, so there's our 9000 iUS version. So the 7000 I've got parked over here. We may end up selling this back. It's a great little forage harvester. If you want to start old school, it's the 7000, I think. Yeah, 7000 I. Is it an I? It is an I. 7000 I, but it doesn't have the silage additive tank on it, so you can't use silage additive. So nice little old piece of equipment, but I don't think we'll take that with us when we move. So I think how much if we do sell it back? How much do we get? Repair it, repaint it. Can I afford to repaint it? Yes, I can. And if I sell it back, wow, you only get 27,000. How much is that thing new? I'm kind of curious. Let's go down here and look. That one right there. Oh wow, it's only it's wait a minute. $25,000. Wonder we didn't do duels on it. I don't even remember what we had. Hang on, what's the number on this thing? It is a 7,500. So we had the 7,500. Had that. We had the singles on there. We didn't have those on there. Whips, flags. What is that? Oh, you know what? You can do different flags. So you can do like an American flag. I think it even comes with a Trump flag. Yeah, it's got a Trump flag with it. A couple of Trump flags. And then the American flag. I don't see a green flag. Maybe that's just the base. No flag. And then the decal. I don't think we put that on there, so 30s. Okay, so 35,000 new, and then we repair it and repaint it. It's 27,000 back. I was wondering if that was 25,000 new, because if it was, we were making money just by buying it and selling it back used. So okay, so we can sell that back now. We get 27 back. Okay, let's sell this header back. This is the small 6 meter header. Alright, that should hopefully cover operational costs. Well, we got more back for the header than we did for the forage harvester itself. Okay. Alright. Back to work. Let's park some of this stuff away. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to leave that one out. Because we will have to roll this month, actually, in October. And FYI, any beans that we harvest and any corn that we harvest from this point, just put them straight in the dryer. If we get full, put them in the silo, and then we'll move them from wet to the dry bins. Alright, let's tab around and see what's going on. So there's the guy. Our truck here. I'll just go ahead and dump this first load in the dryer and get that drying, get it going, get it running. I don't know if we have any silage. I'll have to look. Started that thing after we did the chaffing. Get these beans and run. Let's see. Beans. Get those drying. It's not a lot right now, but... And at some point we're going to put some more propane in there too. Matter of fact, where's the other truck? There it is. Do we have any silage? There's a little bit of silage in there, not a lot. Thread the needle, thread the needle. Alright, we got propane in there again. Is there any place we've got? I don't think we'll need to, especially with the herbicide, but I think we got herbicide in the tank thing over there. But I don't think we'll need the liquid fert. Can you sell that stuff back? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Herbicide. No, you cannot sell this back. You can buy it, but you can't sell it. This is where we need that sell anywhere or sell anything mod. Might need to get that for future, for the future, I guess. Alright. So how much chaff did we end up with? We've got over 2 million liters in here. And then we've got whatever's processing up there. So there's almost 1 million liters per silo up there. So we'll let that process. We'll bale this grass and alfalfa. Add that to that in there. I'm kind of curious, you know, these are the Judith Plains harbor store silos, right? If you add them to a map, you know, like, I guess, Judith Plains or any other map that has clover, does that show up? I'm wondering if that's because there's no clover on this map. See, all it shows is corn silage, which is your chaff, the alfalfa, and then the haylage, which is your grass. So I wonder if it has to have, if the map has to have, like, clover on it for it to work. I bet that's what it is. I bet that's what it takes. Because I got to thinking about that. It's like, you know, those are the Judith Plains harbor store silos. And I'm like, I could have sworn, you know, when we played Judith Plains that it had clover in there. Because that's what we did with the alfalfa and the clover, you know. You could do 4 things. Alright, he is mowing. You look at thing. That requires 150 horsepower. I think our 5488 will run that. Guess we're gonna find out. The wheels are all shiny. Yeah, you can tell there's a lot of moisture in the grass and on the ground. When your tires look very moisturized. Grass is done dried off the highway though. Or grass. The water's done dried off the highway though. There's not any puddles out here anymore, so maybe it'll dry out of the fields eventually too here. Well, they sure do look shiny though. Let's see if this will run this. Where are those bills coming from? That way, good. That's the way I needed them to go. Well, no, I need to do 1, 0. Actually, I need to put this on. Steering assist. Okay. Afternoon, is it afternoon? Yeah, I guess it is afternoon somewhere in the world, isn't it? I think it's gonna run it. Look at that, it's running it. Would you look at that? Just look at it. Yeah, the next place where we're moving to, assuming that all the tests run well and everything, the plan is to go there. When will we go there? Soon. Very soon. We got a lot of places we're going to go soon. But the next one will be very soon. Trying to remember how I did this before. I know I have to rake it away from the edge of the fields in. But to make the single rows merged up and not the double rows. A certain way I had to do it. I think I have to go kind of back down this one. And then there will be one row kind of on the outside that's like it's not really a double row that's been rowed up, but it's going to be like maybe a row and a bit. You know, kind of like a shave and a haircut. Do, 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 do. So yeah, this line right here is the one I need to go back down. So what it does is it pulls away from the inside now. But it's almost going to be like a row and a half. It's not going to be a double row, so you don't have to worry too much about that. But the next pass that I make, I'll rake it towards that way. I'm pointing like you guys can see me. I'm going to rake it towards the road over there, right? So I'm going to rake it from inside field out. That way it'll be just a single row. All you gotta do is just really switch the direction of the belts. Right now the belts are going to the right of the row. I'll just switch that around to where it goes out the left side. I'm glad Giants brought this back. I mean, we were using one that we found as a mod, but I'm glad Giants decided to finally bring this back. Kind of wish they had kept it in the game from the get-go. That's why I said that, you know, they really need to have a catalog of all the mods and stuff that they've had before. And I think they've kind of tried to do that because there is a tab in the mod hub now that's just the Giant stuff that's been released before, but it's not everything. So they wait a year and a half and then give you stuff that they've released before. That it needs to be everything. If they're gonna put it in the game and bring it back, it needs to be in that archive, in that tab from day one. That should be a day one thing. Because, you know, you get to playing the game and it's like, well, there's the equipment that I was looking for a year and a half ago when the game came out. You know, I really needed that, but didn't have it. A little too late now, but, you know, it'd be nice to have it from the get-go. When will then be now? Soon. Yep. I feel like that's like the who's on first, what's on second, whatever that skit was. Who's on first? Was it what's on second? I can't remember who was on first and who was on second. Who did that gag, by the way? Was that Abbott and Costello that did that, or was that oh, what was his name? That Abbott and Costello, or was that Jerry Lewis that did that skit? Right, switch the direction of the belt and go. Now we're just getting a single row of this, and apparently that's easier to bail, so that's what we'll do. Was about in Costello, okay. Who's on first? What's on second? So I was right. And then, yeah. Who was on third? That is a quote from Spaceballs, isn't it? They used that from Abbott and Costello because they did it, you know, originally back in the day. I remember seeing that clip. Oh, I don't know is on third. Okay. So who's on first? What's on second? And I don't know is on third. I thought you were meaning that you didn't know who was on third. I was like, is it how? Is it where? Is it when? But it's I don't know is on third. Okay. See how it's kind of a play on words. That's how the skit goes, you know. It's meant to confuse you, and it successfully did it again, even though I know I've heard it before. I just couldn't remember. That movie, when is that coming out? Is that coming out this year or is it next year? I know they've, I think they've wrapped up filming on the Spaceballs too. Yeah, Spaceballs 2. And what's his name? Josh, is it Gad? Is his name? I think he's playing like Worf. He's either coming, not Worf, or Barf. He's either playing Barf or Barf Jr. So I don't know. Nobody really knows how that's going to play out. But, because it doesn't, if you look it up and you look under the cast for Spaceballs 2, it doesn't give what character he's playing. Belt friction. Oh, is it 2027? Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Because they gotta probably edit it and do reshoots maybe on some stuff. Probably add some graphics. Makes sense. Good to know that the Oxbow, that this tractor will run the Oxbow. There's another job it can do. It kind of struggles with the rolling, which is shocking. I have to remember that for the future. So this tractor can fertilize, it can merge. Not really so much roll. I mean, it can do it. It just, he shifts up and down. That guy, he's gonna have knee and hip problems. All that shifting and stuff he was doing. Oh yeah, yeah. How old is he now? Isn't he like 90 something, 99 maybe? Hey Siri. How old is Mel Brooks?
Mel Brooks is 99 years old.
99. He's right up there with Dick Van Dyke, because he's like 100 now. Yeah, hopefully he lives long enough, you know, that he can see his what I would assume would probably be his final work of acting. I wonder if they're gonna bring back like Pizza the Hut. Direction. Yeah, but I mean, you would think for at least promotional stuff, they could bring him back. Or maybe they'll have a new character based on restaurant or something. What could that be though? I mean, you got Pizza the Hut. It'd have to be a play on words. Darth McDonald? Or, I don't know. Emperor Wendy's? I don't know. Whataburger maybe, or Jedi the Box or something. I don't know. It'd have to be a play on Star Wars words. I don't know if they could use Jedi. They got away with Pizza the Hut back then, but I don't think they could do the word Jedi. I wonder if there's a way they could do it. They had Pizza the Hut in the first one. Could they do something with like pizza rolls or cheese sticks or something maybe? I don't know. Maybe they won't even go the pizza route. Maybe they won't even go that route at all. Figured they would probably try to take advantage of like the Mandalorian or Grogu or something like that. Yeah, it's got a pretty quiet cab. May have to wait for him to make a couple of more passes before I merge that rest of that. Yeah, probably. It's snow squalling outside my window after I survived tornado action last Monday night. Wow. What season we doing, bro? I don't know. Yeah, that sounds like the weather down here in the deep south. We'll have. I remember one time back in the day we had a day where we had bad storms and tornadoes, and a tornado actually came through, and the very next day it snowed quite a bit. So we went straight from scariest environment imaginable to winter wonderland. Fall time here in Owendale. Do I have enough room to merge more? Maybe. Yeah, just right on the edge of it. Here he comes. Hopefully we got enough room to go past each other here. Right past each other, man. That was a flyby right there. doing down there in soybean land? Oh yeah, knocking that field out. Well, whoever planted those potatoes, apparently filed for bankruptcy or something because they didn't harvest them, and now that them taters are withered down there. This is going to be our cotton field. Boy, I'm very fortunate to have this stream deck over here. I love having the quicker access because I used to use my keyboard back in the day. I had this little hotkeys assigned to certain functions on the keyboard. But now that I have that stream deck over there, I can mute my microphone really fast when I have to sneeze. Because when I sneeze, it's not like a little sneeze, you know. Not like the ladies that I work with, you know. Some of them when they sneeze, they're like, achoo! Or they, you know, it's like just a little. No. Mine sounds like a 12 gauge going off. It's like, you know, going off. So I'm glad you guys don't have to hear that, and I don't have to blow your earbuds out or your speakers out or anything like that. When I sneeze, I don't, you know, some people, you know, they have to sneeze like 2 or 3 times. No, mine all comes out at once. That's how it works. So. Close everyone's hair back when Matt sneezes. If I didn't cover my sneezes, it probably would. You know, some people can sneeze with their eyeballs open. I don't see how that's possible. I'm afraid my eyeballs would pop out, especially as hard as I sneeze. Here. Finish merging this up and hop over to the alfalfa field. somewhere. Across the road to Kentucky Fried Chicken. Oh wow, fractured a rib once, trying to hold in his knees. Ouch. I think I dated a girl that fractured one of the vertebrae in her back. Was it from trying to sneeze? maybe she sneezed and accidentally fractured one of the vertebrae in her back. See where this starts at. Actually, I need to go back down this way. This field must be a different width or something. I'm gonna go back down this line. That back away. Still not a double row, but it's a row and a little bit. I would say that's a row and a smidge right there. Done with my Dr. Pepper. Good thing I got an orange soda on standby. When is that supposed to be here? Not till this afternoon. Looks like 3 o'clock. Is that rain or is that hail? Almost looks like hail, doesn't it? I don't know, maybe it's just rain. Either way, you can't really harvest in either one. I'll be done merging here in just a second. And I think after that field, instead of going to the next soybean field, we'll swap and change it over to corn. That way we can get the corn in the dryer and get it drying, get it going. Let's get the process started. And then we'll let the beans and the corn dry. And then we'll add the more beans to it. This I don't need to change around this time. I'm just going to go back up. Or do I need to change it? No, I do need to change it. Still need to change it. No, needs to go to the right this time. that there for a minute. Let me get this guy. Put some go-go juice in him, and then we'll bail with him. Good morning, Papa C Farming. How's it going? Well, I'm actually gonna bale those 2 rows there, and I'm gonna hop over to the alfalfa field and bale a couple of rows over there. That way I can at least get the fermenting silos kind of, going. Then I can come back and bale these later. I've got chaff in both of the harvester silos. So the chaff is running. I need to just get just a little bit of alfalfa and a little bit of grass in each one to kind of balance the load out. It's your Monday? I thought you said. I just glanced at that and all I saw was it's Monday, and I'm like, it's Monday? I need to be at work. No. I had a little panic attack there. It's your Monday. Morning, Steven. How's it going? Doing good. Yep. We're farming, so we're doing good. Getting ready to move. What I may do is just a asset liquidation. Sell everything we got, and then get new or refurbished tractors over at the new place. And that way, we can just kind of liquidate stuff here, get cash out of the equipment that we have, and then sell what we've got invested in silage, the dried soybeans, the dried corn. Or we just pack our bags and go. And start however we want to start, I guess. TBA. TBD? TBA. TBA? No. TB. I guess maybe both. TBA and TBD? To be announced and to be determined? And maybe TBE? To be evaluated? To be... I don't know. I don't know which... What's the appropriate category there? I guess all of the above, maybe. Still got to do some tests before we book the flight, you know. Book the bus, book the boat, book the rocket. I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Yeah, all of the above. Alright, that's not really 2 rows. Let me do one more down through here and then we'll come back and bail some more. Because that outside row, it didn't give us a ton of bales on it, so... Really? Do I have more? Yeah, there's quite a few people here, isn't there? Yeah, that's something I guess I need to just do at some point. I think I've gone through all the steps except for maybe a couple. You ain't getting on no plane, Fuzzy? You don't want to get on no plane? They got peanuts. You never had peanuts until you've had airplane peanuts. I remember flying way back in the day, the American Airline peanuts. I think it's the same peanuts that come in a box that a lot of your clubs do. Like your Rotary clubs or your Kiwanis Club or your Lions Club or your, a lot of your clubs that like do good for the community and stuff like that. They come in a box. And, the American Airlines peanuts, those types of peanuts, they're really good for some reason. I don't know why. You haven't had a flight offer peanuts in years? It may be because it's considered to be one of the top, allergy things, so... Maybe that's why. It's been a while since I flew. Fuzzy can be the pilot. Sean says you can be the pilot, Fuzzy. Can you fly a plane? We could pull an A-team move. And do what they do when they... Take what? Take what into a plane? Bum ba dum bum 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 ba bum 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 ba dum bum. That is the A-Team theme, right? Here. I'll come back and started on this other half of the field over here later. Let me find something to... I guess I can take this guy. Yeah. You give it a try, but there's very little chance of us reaching the intended destination. Oh. Well, I could fly us. I could fly us. You could be the co-pilot. Back in the day, they used to have a pilot, a co-pilot, an engineer, and then sometimes somebody flying in the, what do they call that seat? The other seat? Like the jump seat or something like that? There used to be 4 seats in the cockpit. Now there's really just 2, just the pilot and the co-pilot. But your older planes like the DC-10 and the 747s, they used to have flight engineers. If you ever watch Die Hard 2, you can watch the cockpit scenes from those, and you can see 2 guys sitting in the front, so that's your pilot and co-pilot, and then there's a guy sitting behind them, which is the flight engineer. So good morning, Positive Pizza Power. Long time no see. Yep, doing good. We're farming. What's been going on with your farming? Well, let's see. We've kind of got an old school thing going on right now. These tractors are really nice for grass work, alfalfa work, some small light field work. We've got the 50 series tractor here. We've got the 8900 series. We've got a 4955 John Deere. We've got the 7810 John Deere. Yep, just kind of kicking it. We're Got a new farm kind of set up over there. We've made some expansions to it. Got a couple of the harvester silos over there fermenting grass and alfalfa and silage. Not silage, chaff. And we got a dryer system going on over there, drying corn and drying beans. Built a new big shed. We're probably always going to have that. I think I'm going to put that shed in the essential mod folder, because I think I build it every time. Alright, I think we're full, so we'll go dump this load of grass bales, and I'll get some alfalfa bales. Now if I do this right, I can take half of this load and dump it in the front one, and half of this load and do it in the back one. Do it right here, maybe it'll work. Alright, so I think we got more in the front, in the back one than we did the front one, so I'm gonna dump those up here. Alright, so now we should be able to engage the grass one there. And the grass one over here. Alright, let's go get some alfalfa bales. At least we got that going and got that started so that that stuff can cook. Put some alfalfa in there and we'll have all three stuff going again. In the future we'll have, you know, more grass and more alfalfa and chaff and stuff to throw in those. Yep, engage. This pass might be skinny enough for me to pick them up on both sides of me. Yep. And just go down, straight down through here, 180 degrees straight south. And I'll pick them up on the left and I'll pick them up on the right. Alfalfa to the left, alfalfa to the right. Alfalfa to the left, and alfalfa to the right. So they're close enough together that you can, the triggers hit just right, so. How are the beans going? Looks like he's getting close to being done. Fuzzy's over there running chaser bin, grain cart, auger wagon, however you want to say it. How many beans are we up to now? In the old dryer there. Yeah, we got quite a few in there. Almost 300,000 liters. We'll be adding more, and then we'll do the corn up there. I think we're going to switch over to corn here. Probably after my first break, which is coming up very soon. Alright, got a full load there. I'm thinking do maybe the same thing. Get it right in between there. Alright, a bit more towards the front. Alright. Go and engage the alfalfa. Alright, so we're processing all three that we can put in there here. Buzzy's emptying another load into the truck. Is your truck getting full yet? Whee! Not quite. I'm gonna go chase the combine down. Yeah. Like hopping a train, which you should never do. Alright, so after this field of beans, we'll go tackle the corn. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead while we're sitting in this and he's harvesting. I'm going to take my first break. You guys on YouTube, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Until then, remember you reap what you sow. It's Matt from the Grain Arcade. We'll see y'all later, YouTube. Bye.